Hey there, posture guys and gals, and welcome back. Today I have something a little bit different planned for you. I know lately I've been throwing a lot of information at you, the 3 conditions, how to attain and maintain perfect posture, the relevance of the rice therapy protocol, all that, and I hope you guys got a lot out of that. But I want to do something today that is both educational, could both help you and your friends, your family get out of pain, but also, is more fun. And I know a lot of people don't connect fun with, posture alignment therapy and getting out of pain and all that, look at more as a chore, but, I don't believe that has to be the way. I think it can be fun. So what I wanted to show you today are 3 cool posture party tricks that can help with general back pain, all right? And these are 3 that I have found in my experience that, you go to a party and 80% of people at the party there are going to have some form of pain, and usually it's some type of back pain, lower back pain, mid, upper, wherever it may be. And you show them one of these 3 things based on what postural condition they're in. And if you're unfamiliar with the 3 conditions, go back, I think it's 1 or 2 posts ago, and I go over those and how to, just decipher, which condition posture you are and your friends and your family. But anyways, I'll give them these 1 exercise things to help relieve their pain, and next thing I know, I'm the hit at the party. Everybody's either gathering around me or they're dragging me all over the party saying, oh, hey Dave, you gotta, show them this thing and everything. And people just eat it up. So it's really good if you're trying to make a good first impression. Like I said, you don't need to be, a guru or an expert or anything to do these. They're really, really simple. They're really tough to actually get it wrong. So without further ado, let me show you those 3. Now, the first one, this is good for people with back pain who are condition 1. So quick review, the biggest thing you're going to see here is that anterior pelvic tilt. Another sign is they're going to have, a big butt sticking out. And their belt line or waistline is going to be tipped forward. So that's a big sign. Other signs to look out for is their knees and feet are going to turn out. Maybe not exactly at 45 degrees, but just turned out, not pointing straight ahead like they should. They may have a little bit of knee bent, and they're going to have shoulders kind of rolled forward. But the biggie is look for that anterior pelvic tilt, okay? If you see something like that, they're saying they've been experiencing back pain, here's what you do. You put them in what's called the air bench position. So you have them lean against a wall and then scoot down. There we go. And I hope you guys can get a good view of this, but basically my hips and knees are parallel. My thighs are parallel to the ground. My ankle is a little bit in front of my knee. So this isn't 90 degrees. This is maybe, 115, 120 degrees. You don't have to be exact. But you should be able to look down and I can see my toes. Okay? And basically what I'm doing is I'm pushing my heels into the ground and pushing my lower back flat to the wall. So what this exercise is doing is putting your hips and pelvis in a neutral position and then strengthening the muscles surrounding the hips and pelvis to hold it there. So basically it's taking that condition 1 person with the anterior pelvic tilt, the hips tilted forward, and undoing that and then strengthen the muscles to hold it there. You also want to just keep your upper body relaxed. Don't tense up and try to hold yourself here. Just let your arms relax down by your sides. Or my favorite, I just let them rest in my lap like so. You want to have them hold this for 1 to 2 minutes, or if they can't do that, just as long as they can. Okay? And then just come up out of that, and that's it. And I'd say 9 times out of 10, for that condition 1 person, they're going to come out of that, they're going to be exhausted. They'll be like, oh my God. But you ask them, well, how's your back feel? And they usually report back, better. Wow. Wow, my thighs were burning and everything. They may even joke around, well, now my thighs hurt. But we all know that's just because holding that for 2 minutes is tough. You could also make it into a game. Have several people get down and do it and see who could hold it the longest. FYI, my record's 16 minutes. But then again, I grew up, my parents didn't let me have a chair until I moved out. But enough about me. Anyways, so moving on, we're going to skip over condition 2 and go to condition 3. Because again, if you watched one of the previous videos, condition 1 and 3 are a lot alike, but with one major difference. Instead of that anterior pelvic tilt, they have the posterior pelvic tilt. So they've got no butt, and, basically that's it, they got no butt, and really flat back. So this is a sign a lot of, pelvic weakness and everything. Everything else on the condition 1 is the same. Their knees and feet turn out, their shoulders are rolled forward, upper back is kind of rounded. So they're just kind of collapsing in on themselves. They're kind of imploding. So we want to actually get them out of that, all that flexion, and start getting them to extension. Best thing I found for that is a exercise I call standing at wall with pillow. And you can use the pillow. I'm using some therapy blocks here, which is about 6 inches wide. If you take a normal pillow, fold in half, that'll work just fine. And you want to stand against a wall. You want to make sure your feet are straight. Use the outer edge of your foot. So the outer edge of your foot should be perpendicular to the wall, like so. And your butt should be touching. And you take these and you put them right in between your knee joints. Actually, move that down a little bit. There we go. And you don't have to squeeze those hard, just hard enough to kind of feel your inner thigh muscles engage. Okay? And basically, you're just standing here. You're not trying to pull anything back, but you want to stand here for, I would say, minimum 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. And as you're here, or as the person you have doing this is here, what's happening is their butt starts to stick out because you're using the wall as kind of a giant ruler, a guideline. The arch in their lower back starts to come up, and little bit by little bit, their spine starts to extend. So basically, if they're like this, it starts to ratchet and go. When it gets to your upper back, the shoulders come back, and then last but certainly not least, the head comes back. And a lot of people are surprised, how tough it is just to stand like this for 5 minutes. If you want to even try more, you can do as many as 10. But at a party, like I said, 2 to 5 minutes. Have somebody come out of that. Their thighs may shake a little bit just from holding in on the pillow, but have them come out of that, and you should notice quite a bit of a difference between where they were to be more vertical and start having that arch back there. And again, they report feeling a lot better. So that's for the condition 3. Now, last but certainly not least, because I fall into this crowd, is the condition 2. Condition 2, if you don't recall from the other videos, or if you haven't seen it, is someone with asymmetries, differences left to right. So maybe they have one shoulder higher than the other, they're rotated, one hip's higher than the other, maybe one foot turns out, one foot straight and the other foot turns out at anywhere from, say, 30, 45 degrees, something like that. So this is for them, because a lot of those imbalances actually start in the shoulders. That's another cue too, is if you see someone who is, their upper back and shoulders are very rounded forward, they don't really look like they're moving that well in the upper body, this is good. And especially, you can test this out by having them put their hands on their head, pull their elbows back, and ask them, does that feel better? Does it change your balance any? If yes, then what I'd have them do is what's called standing elbow curls, where you stand with your feet pointed straight ahead, good, and then you take your fingers into what's called the golfer's grip, or modified golfer's grip, like so, and take your knuckles to your temples, and then just bring the elbows together and back. You want to inhale as they go back, exhale as they come together. And you want to do this 25 times. And what this is doing is, you'll feel this if you do it yourself, it's moving the shoulder blades on your back in and out, and slightly even up and down to mobilize them. Because a lot of times when people have those asymmetries, your shoulder blades kind of almost act like sails on a ship, connected to the mast. They determine how the wind, the sail catches the wind, and then it takes the boat that way. Well, same thing, if one of your sails, your shoulder blades, are winged out, or higher than the other, or lower than the other, it's going to start taking your body that way. So you may see someone who's kind of leaning one way, one shoulder higher than the other, maybe slightly rotated. It's because that shoulder and the muscles attaching from the shoulder to the spine are kind of pulling them that way. This helps balance out the length and tension of those muscles, so then they can actually go back to being balanced left to right. Okay? So again, air bench, 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes for the condition 1. Standing at wall with the pillows or the blocks, 2 to 5 minutes. That's for the condition 3 person. And then 25 of these standing elbow curls for the condition 2 person. All right? So try those out, for yourself, for your friends or family, definitely at parties. If you're watching kids, they have a lot of fun with it too. And let me know what you find out. I'd love to hear from you and your findings down below in the comment section. All right? Anyways, thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you guys inside the next video. Until then, take care and keep moving.